Right now, you're sitting at the laptop all day, every day. You're smashing the caffeine, smashing the nicotine. Business is growing at a decent rate, but you know your own personal standards have slipped massively. With your body, your energy is inconsistent. Mentally, you're not as sharp as you know you should and could be. And that comes down to your daily inputs. It comes down to how you show up each and every day. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your calendar so you can grow mind, body, and business all in harmony. Because I promise you, once you do that, once you set a set of non-negotiable standards for yourself, you turn into a different fucking savage. You enjoy your days. You're not just grinding through the days. You set them up where you have areas where you recharge your batteries throughout the day, where you hit the gym, you hit your macros, you build the body, you build the confidence, you have the energy on a daily basis. It really comes down to setting non-negotiables, setting up your calendar, and then following through on it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Number one is, the first thing that we need to do is obviously get crystal clear on the goal that we want to achieve with your body and your personal life. Once you have that, you then have to reverse engineer, because everyone can set the ceiling nice and high. They can set the goals, the 100K, 200K months, the 10% body fat, the predictable energy. They can all set the goals up here, but very few raise the floor. And until you raise the floor, you're not going to achieve the goals that you want. Everyone has goals. It comes down to what you do on a daily basis, whether you're going to actually achieve those goals or not. So once you raise the floor and you set non-negotiable daily standards, which is what we're doing right here, you won't achieve it. Trust me. I've tried everything. I have fucking tried everything. It comes down to your daily inputs. So the daily blueprint for your mind, your body, your business, and then nurturing relationships, evening, depending on where you're currently at right now, and then your weekly blueprint. Mind. First thing that we need to do is wake up, have a set wake time. No phone for that first hour is non-negotiable. Because if you're waking up first thing in the morning, you're looking at your phone, you're scrolling, you're getting notifications from work. How many times have you woke up from a stressful notification? A client wasn't too satisfied, something broke in the funnel, whatever it might be. That's then setting your state for the day. You're operating from a state of stress, worry, doubt, first thing in the morning. Okay? What we need to do is we need to make sure there's no distractions for that first block of the day. You need to go into a morning alignment process, which essentially is your gratitude, reprogramming your subconscious, aligning to your goals, reviewing your goals, visualization, whatever it might be. You need to have your own specific process that you go through to actually raise that frequency before you even start the day. Cause and effect. Cause starts in here. Effect is the external world. So you need to spend time working on your subconscious mind as well and aligning to the goals. Because how many times have you set goals but you forget about them? Unless you're actually actively keeping them front of mind on a daily basis, you will forget them. You will 100% forget them, because the stress of the outside world can override that, and you're not clear as to what you want to achieve. So you need to be very clear and aligned to that every single morning. Your body, your macros needs to be 100% dialed in from whole foods only. Again, we can eat out, we can do this, but you need to get clear as the goals you want with your body, not just from a physical standpoint. Yes, 10 to 12% body fat, lean, jacked, athletic. That's the look we want. But in terms of an energy perspective, how our gut health is, that will affect our sleep. Our sleep will then have a knock-on effect into what time we wake up in, how mentally sharp we are. Everything is interconnected, okay? So set up your diet in a way that it's aligned to your physical goals, but also in a way that it allows you to perform at your highest. Personally, for me, I like to time my nutrients in and around my deeper work blocks and then in and around my training. So I like to work fasted first thing in the morning. Then I'll have like protein and fats in and around those deeper work blocks. And then when I'm training, what I'll do is I can time some carbohydrates in and around there as fuel, glycogen, to help performance and help recovery. Okay, I'll run you through essentially how I set that up as well. Non-negotiable step count, cardio, sun, audio, and then no vices. Eliminate the vices. Success is a lot more about what you subtract compared to what you add in. And a lot of the time people are always trying to add in new habits, but they still have the vices. And the vices are going to take over, because you have your highs and your lows. It's about managing the lows as well. If you have vices, whether it's pornography, alcohol, binge eating, lust, whatever it might be, they can destroy a man. So you need to remove them first, and then you just add in what needs to be added in. And you'll actually understand, and once I talk you through this, it's not a whole lot. It's just about doing the high leverage tasks and removing the things that are actually detrimental to you and your goals, and as you as an individual. Then we look at your business. Okay, your deep work blocks. Again, this is going to be person dependent. DM sent them by 6 p.m. That's 5 new DMs sent by 6 p.m. So that's an exact thing that it needs to happen by a certain time. Work block 2 needs to be done, study, upskilling, and then tracking every euro made and spent within the business. Evening routine, then this is time for family, for friends, to switch off, to unwind, to review your goals again, read, wind down, and a set bedtime. Then you have your weekly blueprint, okay? So once you understand the goals that you want to achieve, you reverse engineer them onto a daily basis. You get crystal clear as them, you view them on a daily basis, and then you go into your calendar. This is when you actually build out that calendar, which is what's going to allow you to achieve the results you want at the end of the day. So first things first, what needs to happen? A set wake time and a set bedtime, non-negotiable. You can see here, for mine, we're installing that for the first hour. We're up, we're hydrating, we're aligning to our goals, doing our visualization. We're getting done what needs to be done from a mind perspective. We're then going to the gym first thing in the morning. And then we're then sitting to track, which is also a tracking sheet here, which I'll show you. This is just to install that new identity and the habits, essentially, okay? But that's how this is by 8 a.m., okay? And then we're into the workday. Then we go into our business growth block. This is 3 hours of deep work, no distractions, no phone. We're fully dialed in with this, okay? Fully dialed in with this. We then look at setting up the day with your client fulfillment needs to come in here, and your obviously your calls here. So I have 2 tiers. I've a lower tier, which is the guys here. This is like a weekly check-in, and I have a higher tier, which is one-to-one calls with higher level guys, business owners, just a kind of deep dive on a weekly basis with these guys. But these are the non-negotiables from a business perspective then that need to happen. Like this has to happen on a daily basis. Then we look at, okay, what needs to happen from a nutrition standpoint. We have our meals here timed. For me, I'm just getting, there's a meal actually here that this is just a protein shake here and a little bit of fruit pre-workout. And then these are like my main meals. But again, as I mentioned here, so there'll be a little bit of carbs here, protein shake with a little bit of carbs. Then here, we're essentially doing the deeper work block. Because if I have carbs too heavy in the morning, my blood sugars will spike. Mentally, I just have brain fog all day, every day. And then I'm just crashing by 2 p.m. 1 o'clock here, again, kind of higher fats, higher protein, a little bit of carbs. And then these back 2 meals, especially this meal in particular, will be higher carbohydrate meals. So I'm still hitting my total macros for the day, but the way I'm spreading them out is more kind of backloaded towards the back end of the day. So early in the morning, light meals, light amount of carbohydrates, high protein, higher fats, staying mentally sharp. Back end of the day, then I'll time my carbs when I'm kind of unwinding in the evening. And then this kind of last meal here will also kind of carry through here the way I time it. So when I'm waking up training first thing in the morning, I still have plenty of glycogen from this final meal here. I'm getting into the nitty gritty bits of it, but essentially just the way everyone's different. You need to figure out your routine. And then from there, you time your nutrition in and around that. So here, this for me is non-negotiable as well. Getting out in the sun, getting a little bit of sunlight every single day. Again, sunlight, like these are all little things as well. Like you might think sunlight, what? Like get out, get some sunlight. Okay, and get some sunlight first thing in the morning when I'm walking to the gym here as well. Sunlight is going to massively help with your circadian rhythm and how you actually, it will help with your sleep in the evening. And a tan, who doesn't want to fucking tan, my guys? So just make sure that you take time for things that you enjoy. I love just lying out by the sun. I'll either read a book or I'll just chill. I'll just chill, be with my thoughts for a while as well. These are things that I love doing. And then what I notice when I come back into my next work block, I'm fresh, I'm recharged because I took that little bit of time. So rather for me sitting here working through the whole day, I'll just break it up. I'll have my meal, I'll go out, I'll suntan, do what I need to do, recharge the batteries, and then I'm fresh coming back for this work block. My next block, again, I'll sit, this is just conversations, which I'll do in the DMs, and then I'm kind of doing any business optimization here at the back end. So it could be funnels, it could be landing pages, it could be what else could it be? It could be building out programs for new clients. So here I'll do that. I'll build out like programs for the new. This depends here on what needs to be done. So I'll have a huge task list of what needs to be done. Sometimes I'll have more things to do, VSLs, etc. Blah blah blah. Other times I won't have much to do. So then here I'll be focusing on the internal when it comes to like building out the programs, and then also when it comes to building out courses as well for internally as well. Here then, my calls, as I mentioned, my final meal, and then I'll just sit and study for a little bit here. This depends completely as well on what I want to upskill in, whether it's my training, whether it's my nutrition, whether it's some business things, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, whether it's content. It really depends. Right now I'm focusing a lot on the nutrition side of things. So I've just got a new course here because I just love, for me, I'd rather be sitting here and just fucking learning at deeper and deeper levels of my own craft rather than sitting and scrolling. And this just takes an hour of my day as well, which I love doing. And you just compound that. You just eventually you become a fucking master at what you do. And that's the key as well for business growth as well. This is more about business growth as well than like a business optimization with the landing page, because you get better at your craft, you get better client results, and then that just the referrals just compound. Okay, so it's important to focus on these areas as well. End of day reports, again, that'll be in here. And then evening routine, where I'll just sometimes maybe just watch a little bit of YouTube, have a cup of tea, or else read and then unwind. Okay, this is very changeable as well, depending whether I'm in Spain, depending on whether I'm in Dubai. When I'm in Spain, the time zone's a little bit different, so I'll have to adjust things around here. But once you understand what needs to be done on a daily basis, you then set your weeks on a Sunday. Every Sunday, this will change as well. Here, I'll just plan the week, what needs to be done. I'll plan my content. I'll plan what needs to be optimized. I'll plan who needs to be onboarded. I'll plan what calls I have. 1 day a week. 1 day a week I'm planning, and then throughout the week I'm executing. We don't want to be waking up on a Monday morning thinking, what the fuck do I need to do today? Should I do this? Should I do, leaving it to chance? No, plan your week. Take 1 to 2 hours to plan your week, your training, whether you're getting meal prepped, whether you're meal prepping yourself. Plan the days. Like you can structure in a meal prep here, a meal plan here, meal prep here, meal prep on a Sunday, meal prep on a Wednesday. That's a routine that I really liked before. Now I just get my meals delivered. But like I'd meal prep on a Sunday, Wednesday be my rest day, I'd meal prep, and then that'd be me done up until the weekend. Okay, so you need to get very, very intentional with your calendar and setting it up correctly. You need to figure out what's the non-negotiables that need to be done on a daily basis with your mind, your body, your business, and then your personal as well. You'll see here, even though I know it's Saturday today, I've downtime here, but I just wanted to get this training recorded because I actually genuinely enjoy doing what I'm doing. But I'm meeting a few friends now. I'm just going to go get a little bit of sun, chill for the evening, probably get a little bit of food in the evening as well here. Okay, so just plan your downtimes here as well. And this is important. But for me, again, you can see I schedule it in here. So I don't burn out because I go to the gym, I enjoy training. I train hard, I follow a set structure. I have my meal plan is on point. Because realistically, guys, the majority of us are going to the gym anyway. We're going eating food each and every single day. You're doing 80% of the work. You just need to fine tune that last 20%. Once you fine tune that last 20%, you just have exponential fucking growth. If you're doing 80% of the work, you can't expect 100% of the results. You do 100% of the work, you get 100% of the results. And what I mean by that is having your macros dialed in. How you do one thing is how you do everything. The more dialed in your macros is, I promise you, the more dialed in your training will be, the more dialed in your routine will be, your business KPIs will be tracked more. Everything, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So just focus on being excellent at every single thing you do. If you can commit to excellence in every small little thing that you do, you become excellent. It's as simple as that. Your business will scale at a more rapid rate. Personally, you'll feel and look the best you ever have. Internally, you'll feel and look the best you ever have. This might look obsessive or whatever, setting up your calendar, but you're sitting at the computer all day fucking every day anyway. Just schedule in certain blocks. Again, this can be different for everyone. Your client fulfillment might take longer. It might be every day of the week. You might have to adjust things around here. But once you set it up in a way, like this is my dream day at the end of the day. I get to create content. I get to go to the gym. I get to service the clients that I love working with. I get to hop on calls with high level guys, other business owners, entrepreneurs. I get to grow my business. I get to upskill on a daily basis. And I sleep. I feel good. I have high energy on a daily basis. I've been in positions where I don't do this, where my macros is off, where my routine is off. I feel fucking terrible. I end up doom scrolling on my fucking wasting time, and my bodies get soft. I don't like what I look in the mirror. Set your calendar up in a way like this, and I promise you, it will fucking change the game for you. Commit to it for 1 month. It's going to be hard for that first month, but you commit to that for the first month, it becomes who you are. It becomes automatic. You feel at the end of the week, you're like, I'm a fucking G because I stuck to what I said I'm going to do, and all areas is growing. So then what we'll do on a daily basis here is we'll have, this is your daily blueprint again. You'll just tick them off on a daily basis. You list out certain things that need to be done. You'll tick them off. Again, this is all, I haven't really been doing this personally, but I do it with pen and paper first thing in the morning. So here, but clients fill this out all the time. But here, what I'll do is I'll just tick things off, and you can see here where you're slacking. If there's areas that, like let's say first week, there was a lot of things I was slacking on here, but eventually then it just becomes you're fucking dialed in with everything. Everything gets boxed off no matter what, because it becomes non-negotiable. This is me just being honest as well. This is when I first came. I think I was in a routine. Yeah, I just came to Dubai here. So everything was just fucking scattered for a short period of time, but then it just becomes dialed in. Okay. So that's non-negotiable, guys. I promise you, you get that done, you build this out, you get your calendar dialed in, you raise the floor. Stop setting the ceiling up here without raising the floor. I promise you, once you raise the floor, you get your routine optimized here on a daily basis. You just turn into a different savage. You achieve the results you want with ease. So guys, I hope you found that valuable. I promise you, if you set up your calendar in a way, you just get very, very intentional with it. You raise the floor, as I said, you set the non-negotiable standards. You going all in with your business, your body, your habits, it will turn you into a different beast. And again, I know it might sound a bit extreme, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. And once you start doing everything at a high standard, life is so fucking good in all areas. As I said, you can manage stress better. You can nurture your relationships better. You can schedule in date nights if you need to schedule in date nights, which you should schedule in date nights if you have a partner. These are all things that need to happen. Set up your days that you can have downtime. Go do stuff that you enjoy doing as well. Set up even on a daily basis. If that's what gives you energy, what recharges your battery. For me, the sun right now is the best thing, lying by the pool. I love it. When I'm in Spain, I might do an ice bath a couple of times a week. I'll go to the beach a couple of times a week. That just recharges my battery. So you schedule them in as well. So you're never burning out. You're keeping your battery fully charged and topped up on a daily, weekly basis. Okay, that avoids burnout. You enjoy the days so much more. And as I said, you just turn into a different savage. And any goal that you then fucking set, you achieve, because you now know it's down to your standards. It's not about setting the goal. It's down to the standards that you have on a daily basis. Setting up your calendar, tracking the data on a daily basis to make sure that you get done what needs to get done. Again, every week's not going to be perfect, but you show up and you do your level best. And that's how you set up the calendar. That's how you set your standards, and that's how you achieve your goals. If you want help with this one-to-one, there's links below. There's WhatsApp. You can ask me a message on anything as well if you want. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace and love.